Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. This is two Zumas, and that's why it's two Zumas. And I'm here with my DN-01, and I replaced the stock windshield with this Givi. And it is an installation that is not for the faint at heart, but it is very doable, and I'll try to give you some tips. I originally intended to record the installation, but because I'm recording with an iPad and I'm doing the installation, or I did the installation by myself, it's hard to do. But I'll give you some tips. You start out, okay, some very quick tips. Start out, don't be afraid, and just fold these back. Okay, you need to fold these covers back. Just flip them all the way back. These actually fold back like this, and it'll give you room. It exposes the nut that you need to remove there. They are easily removed, and there's two, one here and one over there. Once this comes out, you pull out the electrical cord, and you actually press a little button, and it's a separator, and voila, you've gotten your rear view mirror off. You do the same for this side. Now for these panels, it's quite simple. Once you remove the rider seat and the driver's seat, it exposes two small screws. One little black plastic bracket, and another one which is a metallic one. You remove those two, and then underneath here there are two little plastic holders that you need to remove with a Phillips screwdriver. You just unscrew them and then pull out the plug, just like you do anywhere else on these plastic panels. Okay, then once you remove those, the rear view mirror and those four things, that's it. Now here's where you need to trust me. You can sit there and wiggle it and do whatever you want. It is not gonna come off. What you need to do, and what I found easiest, and the center part of this panel just happens to be this vent. I stuck my hand in here and I pulled. And when I pulled, that whole thing just comes right off. Boom. Now the material is not going to break. It's the same material that your fender's made out of. And as you can see, it holds on way back here and it goes all the way here against 90-mile-an-hour winds or more. So it seems to be okay, and you can pull on it, nothing's going to happen. So you pull on it, boom, it just comes right off, okay? You do the same 4 screws on this side, 4 down here, two down here, and the 2 that are back here. You pull, and you're cooking with gas. Now here was the difficult part, because I had no idea how to do this front cowl here. This front cowl here was a little bit more difficult for me. I had to do a little bit of guesswork. But it's not that difficult. What you need to do is you need to remove the screw that holds on to the previous windshield. There's a little fastener that goes here, and then there's a couple of other fasteners that go right here that hold on to this plastic part right there, to this plastic part right here. You need to make sure this actually comes off with this. Do not try to separate the two. This will come off with this. This stays right where it's at, okay? But the fasteners, they're right here at this corner, and you remove that, and it has like a plastic bushing. Go ahead and pull it all the way out. You'll have to, what I did is I licked it a little bit and then stuck it, wiggled it back in when I was done. But go ahead and pull it all the way out. Once you have that removed and that screw removed, and you do the same thing on this side, okay, you're going to press, you're going to take this, you're going to put your hand under here, and you're going to press against the metallic portion that holds on to the rear view mirror. And you press up, and it'll actually jump over it. Once that happens, you'll realize that the whole thing is now loose. This is actually held on by this down here, little thing here, the part of the windshield here, and mostly by your rear view mirror, because this goes right to the frame of the bike, and so does this down here. Okay, so that's what holds this cowling in here. You do the same thing here. You press here, boom, and it just pops right up. And then you bring this out, and it brings the windshield, this front piece, together with these little, I guess, glass parts here, or plastic parts. Okay, you turn it over, and you remove 4 screws. Okay, there are 4 screws and 2 fasteners. 4 screws, 2 fasteners, and the original windshield comes out. Now, the original windshield, in addition to the fasteners, has some I guess, prongs that go into different parts in there, and I think it fits sturdier than the replacement windshield, which was a little disappointing for me, I'll tell you that much right now. However, the Givi did go on with the 2 fasteners and the 4 screws. Okay, once I put those on there, I just did the reverse. I had to install the whole front end again, hold it in place, and then push these parts over again where I had previously pried them off. You press them on, and you do it on both sides, and you kind of level it up and try to see where it fits. And I just went ahead and fixed it to its position where it should be here and there. And then I accommodated all of the parts below here, snuck that rubber washer thing back up in there. I had to, put a little bit of lubricating saliva, and I went in there, and then I just put it in there, and before you knew it, I had a Givi windshield on my bike, and it works quite well. I am very, very pleased. It actually works too well. It is very hot right now, and when I went riding right now, I needed some more air behind that windshield, where normally I had been riding my DN-01 and lots of air was hitting me on the chest and on the helmet. Here, there is absolutely nothing hitting you on the chest. Absolutely nothing. The windshield does create a lot of turbulence for your head. So the turbulence hits your helmet and makes a lot of low, low thumping on your helmet, and that was annoying. However, if you move slightly forward and look right over the windshield, the noise comes down to a very hush wind noise now. Of course, that's not the comfortable riding position that I was expecting from my DN-01, but I know where to find a semi-quiet zone. Now, if I really want to feel like I'm in my car, I tucked my head all the way down in here behind the windshield. There, it was surprisingly eerie quiet. I mean, so quiet I could hear myself swallow. I could hear the front tire rolling on the road, the rolling on the road. I could not hear my engine. I could not hear any sounds at all. It was very, very quiet right there, which was very, very neat. What else can I tell you about that? In conclusion, it works fantastic. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It blocks the wind a lot. It does cause some turbulence up here, so I'm looking for a better helmet that might ease some of that. Second, I am going to look for a good tank bag, because I suspect I'm going to find myself leaning on that tank. Now that I know where that ultra quiet zone is, I can't help it. I'm going to be finding myself on long rides leaning on a tank bag and tossing my feet back onto the rear pegs. Okay, sort of like a sport bike, which was pretty neat. I was out there on the road and I put my feet from these large plates back here in the front, and I just went ahead and put them towards the back on the rider's peg and leaned forward, and I realized that I needed a tank bag. Once I have a tank bag, something that gives me a little bit more support, it will be long-term comfort in ultra quietness. So anyway, that's my review so far. Talk to you guys later when I start to work on the Givi hard bags, which are due to arrive tomorrow night.